What it do, comic babies? I'm Bunkmaster B, and today we're talking about one of my favorite things, which are deals in comics. So, anyone who's watched the channel for a while knows I'm someone who loves a great deal on, graphic novel lots. And one of the best places to do that in comics, if you happen to be lucky enough to have one near you, is Ollie's, the discount wholesale lots store where you take your chances and basically go treasure hunting every time. For those of you who don't know what Ollies is, you should see some B-roll going on right here. But basically, they're a store that specializes in liquidation, kind of buyouts, things at severely discounted prices that they have sold from other places for very discounted prices because it's inventory that's not moving. And one of the things that they do is they always have a comics and graphic novel section. And I thought at this point in 2024, there have been so many videos on this that kind of everybody knows all about Ollies. It's not news anymore. But I'm in a few different Discord groups, and in some of those, we track what's available at different Ollies. And a lot of people I was seeing there were like, whoa, I didn't know about this. And so, I kind of realized that I took it for granted that there's still a lot of people that may never have heard of Ollies. And so today I kind of want to show you what over the years have been sort of my biggest hits from Ollies. Because normally when you go to Ollies, as you can see on screen, there's a lot of junk and probably nothing you're picking up. But sometimes we get lucky. And sometimes we find some treasure. So if you'll indulge me, let's go back and see some of the biggest hits over my Ollie's career. So we're going to start off with what is one of, I would say, kind of the two biggest whales/treasures that you can hit at Ollie's. And that is the mighty omnibus. So obviously, omnis are one of the most expensive formats in comics, boasting a price tag of anywhere between $100 and $150. When you can get them for discounted, it's pretty nice. That's you can't complain too much about that. They don't come around a lot, and typically the pickings are a little slim. But they do happen, as you can see here, and they're titles that I genuinely enjoy. So for instance, the most recent one that I picked up is this Moon Knight by Charlie Houston. It's featuring art, I don't know why it's not listed on there, by David Finch. Really, I mean, Moon Knight would not exist as a character now if not for this run. I have a lot of very fond memories of reading this, and Charlie Houston was a prose author that I really enjoyed reading. His book, The Shotgun Rule, is one of my favorites. But yeah, normally $125. This one, it's only $30. Quick disclaimer: if you would like to pick this up yourself and you don't have an Ollie's, it does look like it's heavily discounted on Amazon. So give a look there if you're looking into it. It's not going to be a run for everyone, but I really liked it. And then we've got some other things there, but sometimes you hit an omnibus and it's great. And the other sort of treasure hit, the really big, one that makes you excited, and really what set this video up, is the DC Absolute. So these ones, I would say, are probably even more rare than finding an omnibus there, especially because just there are fewer Absolutes that get printed than omnibus. But I'm a big Absolute guy. I love the format, and so when I find one there, I get pretty excited. So this was the most recent one that I picked up. This is the Jim Lee and Jeff Johns Absolute Justice League from New 52. I mean, just come on, it's Jim Lee. I have the run already in standard size hardcovers, which I also picked up from Ollies over the years. But come on, it's Jim Lee, and crazy oversized. You don't say no to that. And it's honestly not the only Jim Lee Absolute I picked up. The first one I ever picked up from Ollie's was this Absolute Superman for Tomorrow. It's got Jim Lee art, and that's what I'm going to say about that. Run I absolutely loved when I was reading back in high school. The Kevin Smith, Phil Hester run on Green Arrow features Quiver. Just a very nostalgic run for me here. Super cool. And last one, and honestly the one probably of all of these I was most excited to see, is this Absolute Wonder Woman by Brian Azzarello and Cliff Chiang, Volume 1. I adore Cliff Chiang. I love Cliff Chiang's work. And I think this is a really fresh and interesting take on Wonder Woman. It's not my favorite Wonder Woman run, and it's not my favorite story. For that, check out the previous video of my favorite story from the Trinity. But getting Cliff Chiang's art in this huge Absolute format was just a huge win for me. Loved seeing that. So anytime you see an Absolute, always going to take a look. I have passed on Absolutes just like I've passed on Omnibus there before, just because they're not ones I'm looking to add. But when you find one you like, beautiful. So the Omnibus and Absolutes are the biggest hits that you can find there. But there's still plenty of value to be had otherwise. I've picked up a number of Marvel oversized hardcovers that I've really, really enjoyed over the years. You can see at the bottom, you've got the beginning of the G. Willow Wilson run, which is excellent. Really love that particular. I didn't grab it because I honestly forgot about it right now, but Daredevil by Mark Waid, I've got some of the OHCs there, so I was able to fill that run out from some Ollie's volumes back when the Omnibus was out of print, which was great. Got some of the Hickman X-Men stuff with X of Swords. Shout out to my guy Vire, who hooked me up on that one since mine never got them. X-Men Hellfire Gala, which was the most recent one. Stuff that I've got the Hickman X-Men Omnibus, but stuff that wasn't contained there. And then again, some other stuff that fills in some runs. Original Sin from Jason Aaron and Mike Deodato goes right with the Thor Omnibus, so great stuff there. And then moving over to DC, we've got, occasionally they'll get some Black Label of the big magazine size, Joker Harley, most recent one, and then the Andrea Sorrentino and Jeff Lemire Joker Killer Smile. Two of these big special format pairings of some Batman stories. So Death of the Family, the unwrapped edition. So bigger, large format of just Greg Capullo's pencils for a seminal story. And one of my absolute favorites is this Batman The Long Halloween Noir. So this is just the inks, and you got to check this out. It's a big format, so this is larger than an omnibus, and it just showcases Loeb's artwork so well. And it just fits the story really, really well. I mean, this noir format doesn't work for every story. Long Halloween, it absolutely does. And then last of the books are going to be the non-Marvel and DC stuff. Now, Ollie's is a liquidation buyer, so most of what they're ever going to carry are all going to be Marvel and DC, just because that's the majority of what get printed. But that's not to say that they don't get other things. So recently, we picked up Night Eaters Volume 1 from Marjorie Liu and Sana Takeda, the spin-off from, or I don't know if it's a spin-off or at least the same team of Ms. Monstrous. And then, some of my favorite things are just some really smaller publisher stuff. You've got Rusty Brown, which was one that Omar highlighted a few years ago on a year-end near-mint condition story. You've got this beautiful story, Bix, which is a mostly wordless telling of basically a biography of Leon Bix Beiderbecke, an innovative jazz soloist of the 1920s. And this old Oni Press all-in-one edition of Soulwind. So just sometimes you do find some stuff off the beaten path, and it's really cool when you do. But that's going to end the books that I get. Now, I picked up tons of things over the years from Ollie's. All the snacks I have in my office are coming from there. But there's one other big category that whenever I go into Ollie's, I always check out, and that's the action figures. Some of my favorite from the Marvel side of things are this X-Force Boom Boom figure. Boom Boom ended up becoming Tabitha Smith from Next Wave, one of my absolute favorite stories. I love Tabby. She's an absolute hoot, and getting her original form from X-Force, especially with the blowing the bubble, I thought just too cool. And then like this huge spider or a squirrel girl set, with her little scooter and everything like that. Just so cool. And especially these are things that I can play with my kids when we're doing kind of the smash ups together. But you guys know me. When I'm looking for action figures, I'm looking for Power Rangers. And Ollies, they got the hookup. Now, most of the time, when I'm going there, if I do happen to find a Power Ranger, which I got very excited about, you're mostly just seeing kind of a single fig situation, because again, that's mostly what gets made. So, something like Beast Morpher Yellow, Mighty Morphin Pink, this Zeo Yellow. And those are cool. Take those every day. But really, the stuff that gets me excited is when we find the multi or oversized packs. So believe it or not, the first figure packs that I ever found from Ollie's were these awesome villain packs. And so we have some classic Mighty Morphin Season 1 villains with Pumpkinhead, Eye Guy, and King Sphinx. Just awesome figures. I love the Lightning collection. I think the sculpts are really nice on these. They look great. I mean, just look at how cool King Sphinx is looking right there. Like, look at the texture on the skin, all of that. So cool. And then when we really get lucky, we get to find these multi-packs. So we have some different ones themed. So this is in space themed. So we've got TJ going from the blue, and then we've got Psycho Silver going right there. Those guys teamed up in the pack. And we've got a Mighty Morphin one here with Scorpina, who, she's one of my favorite designs from Mighty Morphin. Loved her in the Boom series. And then we've got Mighty Morphin Yellow with Aisha right there. So you never know what you're going to find in Ollie's. Thankfully I have one in the town next to me. So my game plan, just when I happen to be in the area and I have an extra few minutes, just go in, do a quick loop, hit the books right at the beginning, see what's there, continue on through, hit the toys. Most of the time, honestly, I'm out of there within 5 minutes. I go in, check my spots, get on out. Sometimes I'm there longer than 5 minutes, and I'm there for more expensive than 5 minutes. But that's it. Those are my favorite Ollie's picks from over the years. As you can see, they kind of range the gamut. And the big thing for me is just like, I get this real sense of treasure hunting when I go there. And I realize that's the whole point of stores like that, is that most of it's junk, and they draw you back by just periodically getting things in there. But man, I fall for it. And man, it feels so good to go through and just check out and see what they have and just think, what's it going to be this time? And what's really made that helpful too, and has really cut down on my excess time going there, is being part of those online groups that I was mentioning before, where people from all across the country, we kind of keep tabs on what our Ollies are, and we we'll snap pictures and just kind of share what's going on there. If you have an Ollies near you, I would highly suggest checking out something like that. But I want to hear from you guys, because you just heard a lot about that stuff from me. So now, let's turn it back to you. Are you guys a fan of stores like this? Do you like sort of knowing that you have to put in the work in order to get the prize, or are you just, nope, I want to know exactly This is what I'm getting for how much. I want to know it's in stock, and I'm just out. Do you have an Ollies near you? Have you gone hunting for it? Let me know down in the comments. But with that, I've been Bunkmaster B, and you all have been amazing. I'll catch you next time. See ya.